Welcome to Básico Inglés 4.0, the radio show with Kyle Miller. Following class by class, step by step, the material of Básico Inglés 4.0 on Aprende Inglés TV. Class 169. Let's go! Beginner. Hello and welcome to class number 169. Thank you for tuning in, for deciding to listen today and tuning in your radio. Today, as always, we'll begin with a little review of yesterday's class. Yesterday, we looked at some very interesting things, I think, and we have the future with going to. We talked about the future yesterday. The future using going to plus infinitive. And yesterday, you were forming questions. So I said, ask me if I'm going to study Italian next year. Kyle, are you going to study Italian next year? No, I'm not going to study Italian next year. Ask me if I'm going to buy a new bicycle next week. Kyle, are you going to buy a new bicycle next week? No, I'm not going to buy a new bicycle next week. Ask me if I'm going to see my brother next week. Kyle, are you going to see your brother next week? Yes, I'm going to see my brother next week. I'm going to see him. I'm going to see my brother. I'm going to see him here. It doesn't mean going como ir in the sense of traveling or going somewhere. I'm staying here. He is going to come to Spain. He is going to visit me. I'm going to see him. I'm going to see him here. I'm not going to travel to his house. He is going to travel to my house. He is going to come to Spain. Ask me if we are going to stay in Madrid. So, my brother and I. Kyle, are you going to stay in Madrid? No, we're not going to stay in Madrid. Ask me if we're going to stay in Spain. Kyle, are you going to stay in Spain? Yes, we are. My brother and I, we're going to stay in Spain. Ask me if we're going to go to Seville. Kyle, are you going to go to Seville? No, we're not going to go to Seville. Ask me if we're going to go to Asturias. Kyle, are you going to go to Asturias? No, we're not going to go to Asturias. Ask me where we're going to go. Kyle, where are you going to go? We're going to go to Segovia. Not very far, just to Segovia, because my brother loves the cochinillo. So we are going to go to Segovia to try the cochinillo, to have the little piglet, the suckling pig, we can say. And then we're going to come back. We're not going to spend the night. We're going to look around. We're going to walk around Segovia. We're going to have lunch. We're going to walk around. We're going to see the aqueduct. We're going to visit some of the sites, the tourist attractions. We're going to maybe have dinner there as well. And then we're going to come back to Madrid. We're not going to drive. We're going to take the train. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to stay in Madrid for the weekend. And we're going to spend time in the city. We're going to spend time with some other friends. Maybe have some nice dinners, some nice lunches, and enjoy the city. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So the future with going to. Okay. Ask me if my mother is going to come. Kyle, is your mother going to come? No, my mother's not going to come this time. My mother and father aren't going to come this time. They're going to stay in Canada. But my brother is going to come next week. Yeah. All right, now as we move on, we can take a look at something very interesting, which is the use of the word one, la palabra one. Ya sabes que a los adjetivos, bueno, cuando hay un adjetivo y no hay un sustantivo, ponemos one. Mine is the big one, el grande, the big one. Okay? El de él está en la mesa. His is on the table. Oh, here we don't even have one. But his is on the table. El de él es el que está en la mesa. His is the one on the table. His is the one on the table. Now, in the negative, put that in the negative, please. His isn't the one on the table. And in the interrogative, is his the one on the table? Excuse me, is his the one on the table? Yes, his is the one on the table. El de ella es el que está allí. Hers is the one over there. Que está allí. Hers is the one over there. And in the negative, hers isn't the one over there. No, hers isn't the one over there. Is hers the one over there? The interrogative. Is hers the one over there? Okay. La nuestra es la que viste ayer. Ours is the one you saw yesterday. Ours is the one you saw yesterday. And in the negative, ours isn't the one you saw yesterday. No, ours isn't the one you saw yesterday. And the interrogative, is ours the one you saw yesterday? Okay. Let's try one more. Un poco más complicado. El tuyo es el que rechazamos. We rejected, que rechazamos. Yours is the one we rejected. Yours is the one we rejected. And in the negative, yours isn't the one we rejected. And in the interrogative, is yours the one we rejected? One more. Let's try one more. Los nuestros son los mejores de España. Ours are the best ones in Spain. Ours are the best ones in Spain. And in the negative, ours aren't the best ones in Spain. In the interrogative, are ours the best ones in Spain? Excuse me, are ours the best ones in Spain? Very good. All right. Now we can move on and take a look at our word of the day. Word of the day. Yes, it is time for the word of the day. The word of the day today is a verb. It is the verb to smell, which is oler, to smell. This is a verb that yesterday we talked about transitive and intransitive verbs, transitivos y intransitivos. We practice with the verb to drop. I dropped the glass. I dropped it. So I dropped it, and it fell. I dropped the glass. She dropped the glass. It fell when I dropped it. So I dropped the glass. I dropped the pen. I dropped something. In this case, it's a transitive verb because we have an indirect object. I dropped the glass. or excuse me, a direct object. I dropped the glass with a direct object. So here it's a transitive verb. And when it's an intransitive, it dropped. Prices, for example, dropped because they dropped. The prices themselves went down. They were reduced. They dropped. Prices dropped. Okay? The temperature dropped. La temperatura cayó ayer. The temperature dropped. In that case, an intransitive verb. And it's the same here with to smell. It smells. It smells bad. Something smells. If something smells, then it's intransitive. But in the transitive sense, I smell it. I smell something. Something smells, and I smell it. I smell apple pie. It smells nice. So the verb to smell. Now, not a smell, but smell. Every day I smell. Yesterday I smelled. Lately I have smelled. This is a regular verb, and we say smell. Not no. Smell. Smell the roses. She can smell the roses. Say that again. Say that with me. She can smell the roses. All right, very good. The roses smell good. The roses smell good. How do they smell? They smell good. Now we'll move on into the new material for today's class, number 169, and we have the verb to play, jugar. But to play, we play sports. Yes, we don't practice sports. We play sports. So we play games and we play sports. We can play games like cards. I can play poker, but I can't play moose. And we can play sports. I can play hockey, but I can't play paddle. I don't know how to play paddle. I'd like to learn, though. I don't know. Do you play paddle? I would like to learn to play paddle. Yeah, it sounds like fun. So to play a sport, and also tocar un instrumento, to play an instrument. So the verb to play, an interesting verb. Did you play chess yesterday? Did you play chess yesterday? Yes, I played chess yesterday. Give me an affirmative answer. Did you play baseball when you were young? Yes, I played baseball when I was young. Did you play football last week? Yes, I played football last week. Did you play hockey when you were young? Yes, I played hockey when I was young. Ask me if I played hockey when I was young. Ice hockey, hockey sobre hielo. Kyle, did you play hockey when you were young? Yes, I did. I played hockey when I was young. Ask me if I played the guitar when I was young. Did you play the guitar when you were young? No, I didn't. I didn't play the guitar when I was young. I didn't play any instruments. Now I play the drums a little bit. Not very much, but a little bit. So to play an instrument, tocar, but we say to play an instrument. Okay? One thing we can also, I should add to that, is we say to play music as well. On your stereo. I often play music on my stereo. Yes, I play music, and my roommate plays music. Sometimes my roommate plays loud music. Mi compañero de piso. Sometimes he plays loud music, and I have to ask him to please turn it down, bajar el volumen, turn down the volume, turn it down, because you're playing the music very loud. So to play music also on your stereo. Okay, now we can move on and take a look at our vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. All right, it is time for the vocabulary of the day. Our 5 words of vocabulary. Sustituir is the first word, which is to replace. We can have substitute also, but to replace. For example, when a light bulb, bombilla de luz, when a light bulb burns out. When it stops working, it burns out. When it stops working, we can replace it. We have to replace it with a new one. Empezar. This is the verb to start. To start. Quedarse. Permanecer. To stay. To stay. Nadar. Nadar. The verb to swim. To swim. And every day I swim. Yesterday I swam. Yes. I like to swim. In Canada, I always swim in lakes and lagos. It's very nice to go swimming. Or to go swimming at the beach. Escribir a máquina. To type. T-Y-P-E. So we had replace, sustituir, to replace, to start, to stay, to swim, and to type. All right. Now, the last thing we'll look at today, in today's class, is ¿qué tipo de? Which in English we say, what kind of? What kind of? También se puede decir, what type of? What sort of? So we'll ask some questions. So here, ask me, what kind of car that man drives? Ask me what kind of car that man drives. Kyle, what kind of car does that man drive? He drives a Toyota. What did I say about that man? Well, that man drives a Toyota. Yes. Ask me what kind of car I drive. Kyle, what kind of car do you drive? I don't drive a car right now. In Canada, I drove a Volkswagen. Here, I don't drive a car. Ask me what kind of car my father drives. Kyle, what kind of car does your father drive? My father drives a BMW. Yeah, it's very nice. Ask me what kind of computer I have. Kyle, what kind of computer do you have? What kind of computer do you have? I have a Dell. Yes. What kind? Ask me what type of computer I have. Kyle, what type of computer do you have? I have a Dell. It's a laptop. Un portátil. It's a laptop. It's not a PC or a desktop computer. It's a laptop. Un portátil. All right, I want to finish there. We're completely out of time. But I want to thank you for listening. We will practice more with what kind of, what type of. We'll practice more with this. Tomorrow, we'll review today's content and so much more. Tomorrow, same time, same place. But I want you to keep listening. I'll be back with the intermediate portion of the class in just a few minutes, so please keep listening. The more you listen, the more you learn. Great practice to improve your listening comprehension. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate having you with me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.